calling again back the 2017 ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championship, just wrapping up the championship, day 10 of action. And I want everyone to hold on to their hats tonight. We've got the CBHA president, Steve Power. Steve, in all seriousness, it's great to be with you here in the Czech Republic.
It's fantastic to be here, Colin. The organizing committee, the ISBHF, everybody's done such a fantastic job here this week. On behalf of the CBHA, I'd like to thank them for all their hard work, and I know what goes on behind the scenes, and it's just been incredible here.
You've been to a lot of these championships. In all honesty, this is the first that I've attended. I'm fairly new with ISBHF as marketing director, but what really stood out to you this week in terms of the organizing and the planning compared to past championships?
Just the level of organization and the professionalism on the organizing committee with the ISBHF, the officials. I can't think of anything that went wrong. I mean, and I was behind the scenes quite a bit with you guys. I saw what you went through and what you had to deal with, and just it's been a top-notch event. I mean, maybe one of the best, if not the best.
You know, talking hockey now, I mean, you and I have had a lot of chances to talk this week. Let's start with the women's hockey. We talked several times about the quality of play and the improvement over even 2015. You were mentioning basically all clubs have stepped it up. How do you speak to that? What's going on in the women's program that all teams are really starting to improve their development and their training?
There's somebody doing something right. I mean, I think it's remarkable, the improvement from 2015 to now, and not just, I think, us in Canada. I know we won the gold medal last time, and we're fortunate enough to come away with a bronze here, and I honestly think our team was better than it was in 2015, and we just win a bronze here, so that speaks to the development of these nations, and not just your top nations. Great Britain, unbelievable job those folks are doing with ball hockey in their country. It's great to see. It's good for the world game.
I couldn't agree more. You know, talking A-Pool now, I mean, what we saw today in the championship game between Slovakia and Canada, and going back to last night, the semifinal between the host Czechs, they came within a whisker. They hit the post within 5 seconds of the overtime, and then to come out and try to rise to the level against the Canadians. I mean, it's just phenomenal hockey to see it live. What have you seen in the A-Pool that's really developed over the last couple of years?
Just to comment on that game last night, I don't think you're going to see a better played hockey. It's technically an execution on both sides. Honestly, I watched that game last night and I thought we would have no chance against whoever won. Our boys had had to step it up today, and obviously we did. We were in a big hole early on, and full marks to our guys. I think the old saying, we have Canadian heart, probably gets overused sometime, but I think it was on display for all to see today. The A-Pool, unbelievable. I mean, Team Greece, they pushed the Czechs right to the limit today in the bronze medal game. I think it's anybody's game, and we saw that in the quarterfinals. All the games were great, and full marks to all the organizing and the coaching and the players, and the commitment to these players is second to none.
Yeah, it's phenomenal to be around the dressing rooms and to see the way they prepare. Internationally speaking, going forward, the Slovaks have mentioned this week they're stepped up and they're going to host in 2019 now. Where do you see the international game going? I mean, we're talking growth in Africa, and obviously the programs are getting better around the world, but where do you see the international game going, Steve?
I think it's really important for us as the so-called bigger nations to help out when you talk about Africa, and we've got to be ready to step in, whether it be with resources or coaching or just help operating things. That's only going to help grow the great game. And I look at Great Britain once again. I think the steps they've taken in the last 6 to 8 years have been unbelievable. And Switzerland is just knocking on the door. Yeah. It all depends on breaks a lot of times, and that. Yes, Canada, the Czechs, the Slovaks, and the Americans now. The Americans are a powerhouse.
Right.
For them, they've got to be disappointed on the men's side with the result, but yet they're women a hair away from winning the gold medal. So the game's in really good shape at the top end, and on the ISBHF level, the so-called B nations or developing nations. There was some great hockey played here this week in the B-Pool.
Yeah, there's no question, Steve. I know the work that you do behind the scenes for CBHA. I think the game is in good hands. Thanks for doing this with us tonight.
Thank you.